No grind rails. One of the most frequent suggestions I get for Later Skater is to add grind rails, but I don't intend on adding them, and I have a good reason. There are two things you really have to understand here. Firstly, there's Later Skater's core mechanic, which is all about replaying levels to get faster and faster times. Essentially, Later Skater is a game that invites you to treat it like you're a speedrunner. With that being said, the second thing to understand is that there's one specific kind of level that is often considered the worst level in any speedrun: auto-scrollers. For those who don't know, an auto-scroller is essentially any level where the game is in control of how fast the level is beaten, rather than the player. A classic example is these sorts of levels from Mario, where the camera moves along at a steady pace without the player's control. And these levels just aren't very fun to speedrun, because essentially you can't speedrun them. As long as you don't make any massive mistakes, you will always just get the best time possible. And this is basically my problem with adding grind rails to Later Skater. They'd definitely be fun the first time, but future playthroughs of the level will start getting boring. Like, if you think of the way the grind rails are typically implemented in most games, they tend to be very linear experiences, where the player doesn't have much control of being able to go faster or slower through the section. Or in other words, grind rail sections are basically small little auto-scrollers. And for most games, that's absolutely fine, but it just doesn't really match the design philosophy of Later Skater. And really, the only reason I think people expect grind rails to be in Later Skater is because a lot of skating games do have grind rails. And I don't really want to put a feature in my game just because other games have the same feature. And on top of that, Later Skater is just not really a skating game. It's a 3D platformer where you just happen to skate. Anyway, that's not to say I don't appreciate anyone making suggestions or giving me feedback. It is valuable. But I just want to put this out there because I've had this suggestion enough times that I feel like I should try and explain my reasoning behind not adding grind rails. And please, if you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate it if you wishlisted Later Skater on Steam. Thank you.